CUBERINSKI. It's hard to get to, boys. And that takes care of the screen and the housing. Okay, it's getting kind of late, so I'm going to knock it off for today. So all we've got to do really is spray it down with the solvent, safety wire the drain and the other screen on the bottom of the sump, and put oil and cam guard in. We'll be in good shape. We'll do that tomorrow. Okay, men, it's time to safety wire this baby up. If I can see the holes. I think I mentioned before, these Harbor Freight safety wire pliers leave a lot to be desired, I'll tell you. I broke my good pair, and I haven't gotten around to ordering a decent pair from Aircraft Spruce. Safety wiring can aggravate the tar out of you if you let it. Now, some people just have a natural knack for it, and I'm not one of them. And I've done this for 43, 44 years, boys. That's one of the things about being an AMP that I just don't like. I don't like the safety wire. I find it an aggravation. See what I mean? These pliers aren't worth the dadgum metal they're made out of. Okay. Okay, boys, now yesterday I said we're not going to clean the air filter, and we're not. It's clean. I mean, it looks like it doesn't even have 3 hours on it. So I'm going to save the cleaning for the September annual. But I am going to take the filter off and get a good look up in that air box and make sure that the dirt daubers haven't built a nest up in there to obstruct any of the airflow. So without a bunch of yakking, let's just get right to it and take that baby off. Well, on second thought, I'm getting a better look at it. I think I'll go ahead and clean it. I'll put it in some solvents and soak it and then blow it out. Yeah, I can hear you now, boys, saying, man, that's some expensive solvent, isn't it? Well, yeah, it is. Uh, and it's not like I'm wasteful and can afford it, you know, to blow money on avgas for solvent. It's just that that's what I've always used to clean these filters for, shoot, 40 years, 43, I don't know how many, maybe 44 years, I'm not sure. And it does a good job, so I don't see any reason to change now. So we'll let that sit about 15 minutes, and then I'll run a toothbrush over it, clean it out a little bit, and then blow it out with compressed air. Okay, in the old days, we used to clean these engines, firewalls, and bellies of airplanes with a product called gunk. And you just spray it on and let it hit the ground and get absorbed in the dirt or wash down the drain somewhere. That was back in the old days, 30, 40, 43 years ago, whatever. Then it got to the point where we couldn't find gunk, and so we resorted to different, you know, things. Mineral spirits was one that we used. Yesterday I think I mentioned using mineral spirits to clean an engine down, and I would love to do that because it does a good job, but you know, if that stuff finds its way into the groundwater, and I'm not an environmentalist wacko, but still I believe in clean water. So instead of using that, we're going to use this simple green extreme. This is the stuff that Boeing uses. It's it's for aircraft exterior and general cleaning. It's non-corrosive, non-hazardous. Okay, so I mixed up a little bit of that in some water, and that's what we're going to spray this firewall and engine down with. Now, pay attention to where you spray this concoction. You spray it just like you do on your car engine. You know, you don't want to get it into your ignition system and things like that. You don't want it getting down into any critical electrical boxes or anything like that. So pay attention to what you're doing. Spray it down. Use a catch can or a catch pan. I don't know if you can see that. Got a catch pan down on the ground. And as soon as we get through spraying, we're going to get some pieces of cloth and wipe all of that stuff up. Now we put a couple of bed sheets up and over the windshield and provide a barrier from this stuff splashing on side windows and such. Now it says it's non-hazardous, but I don't know what it will do to plexiglass, so I'm not going to take that chance. So cover it up. You can also put a little bit of Dawn dishwashing soap in this to better cut the oil and so forth and so on. But then come back with clear water and give it a thorough rinse. And once you rinse it, then of course blow it off with compressed air. Put our filter back on. Okay, it's time to put the black gold into the engine. And that's exactly what this stuff is, boy. And I bought a case of this Aeroshell W100, oh, I don't know, a couple of months ago. Good Lord, that stuff has gone sky high. You almost need to be a Saudi oil baron to afford that stuff. But it's good oil, and I use CamGuard. Every time I change the oil, I use, well, I'll buy one of these and I'll use half of that per oil change. I'm convinced it really does a good job. So let's put some Earl in it. Now, one of the things I need to do when it comes annual time, I need to pull that propeller off, sand it down and refinish it, and put an epoxy finish on it. About a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, Jim and I wound up getting into some rain showers, and it took some of the finish off. And it just looks terrible, so I need to sand it all down and refinish it. Well, after the second quart that I put in, I'll put in the CamGuard. Put in the CamGuard now. You know, this engine takes 6 quarts of oil, but if I top it off with 6 quarts, first time I fly it, the first couple of hours, it'll spit a quart out the breather. It likes to run on 5 quarts, and it doesn't burn a drop of oil between oil changes, but it'll sure cough out that 6 quart. When it gets down to 5, that's its happy place. Well, that's about it. Got the oil changed, got it cleaned up a little bit, took care of a little business. So it's ready to run until annual, and maybe in the next day or two I can come out and get a fly down. Get that old Banshee flying and see if I can still put in a full AMA pattern. Now, getting off the subject of oil for just a moment, I need to do some maintenance on that right wheel. I've got to drill out one of those hubcap holes. I stripped off a screw, an aluminum screw in it. Got to drill it and ease it out. Anyway, they say necessity is the mother of all inventions, and I guess that's probably true. This is a jack that I designed, well, I don't know, it's, you know, the principle has been around for 1,000,000 years. But back in the day, and this is probably 33, 34 years old, this particular jack, maybe older than that. But, you know, we got tired of, or I got tired of trying to figure out how to jack these airplanes up and keep them up, you know, have a friend lift up on the lift struts out by the attach point and then put blocks underneath. So I came up with this idea, and it works on any split axle type landing gear. Cub, Pitch Special, Pete and Paul, T-Craft, just any airplane that has a split axle like a Cub or similar to it. So Let me demonstrate it real quick. It really works nice. I probably built 100 of them. There was a guy named Mark Heffley over at Saginaw Airport. He was a real nice guy. But he loved them, and he'd want me to, well, he bought one, and then he wanted me to bring a couple over and he would sell them. And he did. He sold 2 or 3 of them, I guess. But I sold every one of them I built. It just got to the point where it was an aggravation to build them. It was taking away time from working on other projects. But real quick, let me show you how it works. About as simple as it can possibly be. And like I say, the technology has probably been around for a million years. So I don't lay any claim to any design inventions or anything like that. This just happens to be what I came up with to solve a problem. There we go.